All right, welcome back to Crappy Off Brands. I feel like on my subreddit, we're not here at the moment, but all that happens now is people make crappy off-brand versions of my name, and the spelling is just starting to go dramatically off the beaten path. We started off with Jardon, and now things are just at a whole nother level. So I don't even know what to make of it anymore. But that'll be for a different video. Things are out of order in the order in which I'm recording versus posting, but let's just start off down here with what I think is about number 19. In Nepal, we have IKEA. IKEA, cane furnitures. It's furniture that is made exclusively from canes. If you don't need your cane anymore, or you've kicked the bucket, donate it to IKEA, and we will make new furniture out of your old canes, even though this doesn't look like a cane at all. IKEA sounds like the name for some kind of product that IKEA could roll out in order to make ease of shopping online easier or something like that. Also, I do like the aesthetic though. They combined the blue and yellow of IKEA into more of an older style architecture building, whereas IKEAs are usually more modern looking. So it's an interesting approach. Illegal off-brands. Oh boy. Kids Gone Wild. Demonetized. Make monetize again. Available now. Link in the description. Bounce House Fun. KidsGoneWild.com. Oh no. I'm pretty sure if you visit that website, you are going to end up on a list, even if it is completely innocuous and it's just about renting a bounce house. Oh my god. Dude, this had to have been started by a couple of, 80-year-olds or something. And they're like, oh, what kind of zany name can we give our bounce house venture? Oh, I know. Well, kids get pretty wild and crazy in these here bounce houses, so let's just call it Kids Gone Wild. Yeah, they are totally innocent. They have no idea. Oh, no. I like how there's also an advertisement for Sheriff in the background. Yep. Okay. Well, that's just unfortunate. Fake Apple Store sold by fake Lego. Yeah, this is another fake Lego off-brand. There was that other one we were seeing the last time. This is, how do you even pronounce that? Hisanhi. Mini Streets, featuring an Apple Store logo with Steve Jobs' profile cut into it. That's kind of interesting. It's like they went on Google Images, searched Apple Store or Apple logo, and for some reason, due to the SEO that day, that's the first image that popped up rather than the actual Apple logo. And they were like, all right, this must be legit. Or maybe they were like, you know what, this is different enough with this not actually being the Apple crescent cut out here that we'll get away with it. Cell phone store. It's like, if you're going to embrace it that much, just go all the way. Just call it Apple Store. Mini Street. Doesn't even look like you can enter. It's just the door to the Apple Store. A true classic. Star Wars. Science fiction. Perform distinctive. Now you're making me try to think back. Who actually was front and center in the Phantom Menace movie poster? Who would that have actually been? Because it's, well, definitely wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger. Very interesting. And they said that Marvel's Avengers was the most ambitious crossover event of all time. I don't know. I think this is a pretty good one right here. I'd pay to see that. It brings some Arnold, bring some Terminator. Is that Terminator or is that Predator? I'm actually not entirely sure. Or another movie. Someone's going to get really mad at me for not fully realizing. Also, the Apple logo up here, another kind of, slightly changed version of the Apple logo with Mac written in it. How many different infringements can we combine onto one thing? Let's just go for the record. Angari Fields. I think you got your franchises a little mixed up there. Also, I can't really tell is that a typo? Do you mean to say angry, or is that a reference? Is it a pun or wordplay and I just don't get it? No, whatever the case. It also looks like it's on a Reese's wrapper. It's like you took a Reese's wrapper, you put Garfield on it, and then you put Angry Birds on top of it and just didn't know what you were going for. So, once again, how many things can we combine into one? Let's find out. Slave. Samurai. Or slave. Did you mean for that to be like Slave Leia and it's just labeled on the wrong product? Or are you kind of just stating it how it is? I don't know if in Despicable Me, do they ever go into the background? Do the minions get paid? Do they classify as artificial intelligence? Are they robots? Have we ever gotten into minion rights? I actually don't know because I've only seen the first Despicable Me, but as far as I can remember, they didn't get into the minion rights and whether the minions are paid or if they are actually slaves. Maybe they're just like, we'll call it what it is. We don't want to infringe, so we'll just, no, they're slaves. So that's what we'll call it. On the other hand, Darth Vader, yeah, swings a light sword. So basically a samurai. I know it's a lightsaber. I just was calling it a light sword because I was equating it to samurai. I just want to clarify that so people aren't like, you don't know what a lightsaber is? You call it a light sword? He's basically a futuristic samurai. Also the helmet. I've never thought about this before, but it is kind of like a samurai helmet, isn't it? Huh. Oh God, my mind is blown. I mean, that had to have been on purpose, but it just somehow didn't realize until just now. So thank you. I appreciate this post. Don't get mad. Get Andy. Andy Birds. Like, Angry Birds, they made toys off of them. Then there was that movie Toy Story. And you know who owned all the toys in Toy Story? Andy. All right. It might be like a 4-step process to get there, but Andy Birds. That's how we do it. Either that or it's English. Or you're naming the bird Andy. I really can't tell, but either way, you go. Google Translate even could have saved you with this one, but you were like, we don't need no Google Translate. Gender equality meets retro gaming. Man, I was worried if this was gonna end up becoming like some kind of political post or something. Nah, just Game Child. We don't need to prioritize Game Boy here, or we're not gonna rename it to Game Girl. We'll just call it Game Child. Soon to be followed up with Game Human. Soon to be followed up with Game Person, and then the sequel to that, Game Being, which could be followed up with Game Organism. Really just all-inclusive there. You could be anything. You could be non-human, and you could still be a game organism. So let's just bring them all in while we can. We may as well. Morge. That brow ridge, though. All right. This could be something from like a Simpsons prehistoric, which I don't know how long the Simpsons have been around, like 25 years. There must be some occasion where they were depicted as cavemen in there and they were given like the brow ridge or something like that. And maybe that's exactly what this doll is based off of. I can only imagine. Or it's just differentiated enough so that they can't be trademark infringed or something like that. But that's also horrifying. It really does look like Marge that's also combined. Marge mashed up with Frankenstein's monster, something of the sort. Horrifying, truly. Would this count? Obama, ideal everyday pen. This is instead of a Bic. They were like, you know what? How can we knock off Bic in a way that sounds similar? I know, Bic is a US-based company. What's the president of the United States, presumably at the time that they made this pen? Oh, Obama. All right, let's call our pen an Obama. That'll work totally great. You didn't even try for a pun. You're just like, oh, there's a B in Bic. What else has a B? Oh, Obama. Great. You could have named it anything. It's just a pen, but hey, may as well. Poop Brothers Plumbing. Wow, that is just a twist on Mario that I don't think we really needed at all. But when you think about it, given that Mario and Luigi are supposed to be plumbers, there really is a distinct lack of cleaning up poop, isn't there, in the Mario games? Like, why were they plumbers to begin with if they didn't have to clean up poop? I guess they are kind of cleaning up messes when it comes down to it, of rescuing Peach and doing all that stuff. So, but that right there, that's gruesome. Truly. Like, goddamn, dude. Wow. The smell lines and, woo. Jesus. Like, that's also just the texture on that thing. Real, like, lumpy. And it's like you ate a bag of sand before and then it just, damn, son. Halaldi. Halaldi. I'll be honest, I don't know what this is a crappy off-brand version of. So, maybe someone else will get it, but I don't know. I have no idea. Apparently, I'm not familiar enough with retail or whatever this is to be able to get it. Or maybe I'm just really dumb, but I actually don't know. If someone was like, have you ever been to a Halaldi before? I'd be like, no. I've heard of Halal Guys, like a food place. I think I've heard of a place called Aldi, but I don't know. You combine the two words, it doesn't necessarily imply that, no idea. Found this gem at Goodwill. It's kind of great, actually. I bet someone just made that as like a fan art. How many different things can we combine together to annoy people? Superman, Pikachu. It almost looks like a Pichu and a Pikachu combined, and then also Zelda. Pretty great. Done on purpose, presumably. It's at a Goodwill. Someone probably just donated it in the frame. It was like, it's already in the frame. Why would I bother to take it out? We'll just donate the whole thing at once. Someone might appreciate the art. I think it's pretty great, personally. I bet someone would get this tattooed on them. I'm gonna be completely honest. That's where I see this, as a tattoo. Off-brand celebrity. Yep. Yeah, they're, probably not used to the generic white dude coming in to get food. They're like, oh, you must be Tom Cruise. Hey, you know what? As someone who is, I suppose, more or less a generic white dude himself, I feel like I'm allowed to say that. And we do look very similar, especially, I'm sure, to in other parts of the world. We must all look very much like Tom Cruise. And hey, I'm the same height as Tom Cruise, so I could probably get away with it pretty well. I need to go here, and then it'll be great. They'll be like, you must be Tom Cruise, because we heard Tom Cruise was 5'7", and you're 5'7", so you must be him. I should do that. Dude, I could get free food anywhere I go. I just need to find out where this is. Is this in India or Thailand? Thailand, it looks like, judging by the text right here. Sweet. I'll be famous, dude. I'll be super famous. Once you pop, that's great. The original Prongles, salt and potato. Salt and potato. You just mean sea salt, because the potato is potato is redundant. That's like it's like multiplying something by 2 and then dividing it by 2. It's redundant. You don't need it there. Like we know the potato is there, I hope, unless it's artificial. Onions and cream, yeah, I get that. Sour cream and onion, for sure. But salt and potato, you didn't flavor the potato chip potato as well. Once you pop, that's great. That you didn't really follow it up with anything that made sense. Once you pop, what? That's great. I'm left wholly unsatisfied by how you ended that. All right. Well, hopefully they taste good. Hopefully they're great. Well, at least they're almost honest. Zoom zoom. Winner of absolutely no awards, but who cares? That's not really a crappy off-brand. That's just an attempt at humor, but kind of good. I appreciate that. That would actually make me kind of inclined to purchase a product, because so many of the times when you see awards listed on something, it's like #1 best something, and then there's a little asterisk, and then it describes where that #1 came from, and it'll be like, it was in Egg Enthusiasts Magazine, 1997, voted #1 with a sample size of 10 people, 2 of whom voted for this. Although, I don't know, someone was voted #1 in Egg Enthusiast Magazine. Also, this is a board game. I guess it just looks like eggs right there. But if, Egg Enthusiast Magazine, I actually trust the people who have a subscription to that on their insight into eggs. They probably know their stuff, so maybe that'd be valid. All the other trains with their pumped up tracks, better run, run from my gun. All right, the adult not safe for work crossover of Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas the Oh, I mean, it could be Thomas the Tank Engine, but that meme's already been done. I'm trying to think of a pun, and I can't think of a one, but at least I got a rhyme in there. Kind of looks like a FAMAS a little bit, but without the top bit to it. Very relevant, though, with it being added to Fortnite and all that. So maybe that's what they're going for here. Thomas the Tank Engine Fortnite gun skin. That'd be a thing that they could do, that they have it, is gun skins. Epic, you heard it here first. I'm sure no one else has ever thought of that before, even though it's been implemented in Call of Duties and things like that. Anyway, that was it for the last month of Crappy Off Brands. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch up on other Reddit-related videos. Subscribe if you're not already. Hat links in the description. Links to music playing in the background right now. In the outro. Lots of things to keep in mind. Do all of them. I'll see you next time.